Cocktails with Calamity. Cocktails with Calamity. Cocktails with Calamity. Cocktails with Calamity.
Okay, our theme song may need some updating once we can all be together again, but I think I love it.
I like it.
Hey, everybody, welcome. It's another episode of Cocktails with Calamity. I'm just drinking wine, kind of boring tonight. What are you guys drinking?
Well, I have a lime margarita, which is very delicious, with 1800 tequila.
And Marcia, what are you enjoying?
Well, I'm enjoying a delicious mocktail made out of orange juice, bubbly water, natural flavors, and a whole bunch of really bad stuff. It's called Diet Mountain Dew. Cheers.
Watch out where the Huskies go, and don't you drink that yellow snow. We used to pour Mountain Dew in the snow and sing that.
Well, watch out for those natural flavors. That's where they get you.
They're
Shout out
crazy.
to Frank Zappa.
It's been since our last show was in December, the very end of December, and wanted to kind of briefly catch up, but mostly talk about, the world's reopening. How do we feel about that? What's going on? Marcia, why don't you start? What's been happening in your world?
Oh, I got my second shot on Friday, 3 days ago, and I haven't drank alcohol for about almost 3 years. So I now remember what a hangover feels like.
Oh.
So, I mean, I've heard of a lot of people having really crazy side effects, but mine, it felt like a hangover.
Yeah.
So I'll take it. So as far as the reopening, I'm feeling really good about it. I'm feeling totally cool with wearing a mask, even though I've had my shot. I don't care. But I think I see light at the end of the tunnel if everybody just behaves like good little boys and girls. But I am happy to see things starting to switch around. Yep.
For sure. And don't you have some other news? You started playing with a new band?
I started playing with Ron Houston and the Six String Outlaws. I believe our first show is end of June at the Aquarius Bar and Grill in Mission Bay. And it's real fun, outlaw country. I get to wear a lot of turquoise and shredded shirts and look like a mean girl.
Yay.
So got that.
You know what? That sounds really great. I'm going to come out and hear you in June.
Thanks.
Oh, man.
Thank you.
I know.
I can't wait.
I love Ron Houston and Alex Watts is playing in the band too. Yeah.
Guitar.
Wow.
Yes.
That's going to be so much fun. All right. Nisha, what about you?
Well, how I feel about it is I got my first vaccination, and I'm not a vaccine person, as you know. And I think I'm going to be okay. I got a little sore in my arm, and I'm going to get the second one April 16th. But yes, like Marcia said, I'm going to still be careful. I'm going to wear my mask. We're not out of this yet, but I do see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it makes me really happy. And I just want to be safe and stay alive.
Yeah.
I've stayed alive this long. Might as well continue.
Kudos to you for stepping outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
It's hard for a lot of people. And I'm almost getting teary about it.
You know what helped me? I got mine at the Veterans Administration, and it was really, really nice. And then there was a doctor that administered my vaccination, and he kind of looked like Robert Redford. And I immediately kind of got a crush, and he injected, and it was like, it did hurt, but I was like, this made it better for me.
Oh boy.
It hurts so good.
Anyway, I told Bess, and he's not speaking.
If we could all have a hot doctor give us an injection. Well, I haven't gotten mine yet.
Really?
I'm looking forward to getting mine. I'm I've never had a flu shot, so this will be my kind
Me
of.
either.
But I'm definitely into doing it, and I'm going to do it, and hopefully it'll make me less terrified to be out amongst people. Because as happy as I am that things are opening up, I am super scared. I feel like
choose your people, choose your like-minded group of people. They've been vaccinated, they wear masks.
Yeah.
They're not partiers.
Yeah.
like me. You're not going to be able to hang around with me. I'm out at every bar every night.
I know. I always should have been wearing a mask around you the whole time, even 12 years ago. Okay, let's
That
move
Nisha.
on. Nisha, we have a guest coming on. Let's not keep her waiting. She's freaking famous. Tell us about your guest.
My friend Tani McClure. I've known her for many, many years. She's the daughter of Doug McClure. She's also known as Tawny Kane. She's in the top 40 in the Billboard charts with her song Holding On. She also has had roles in over 60 films, television, videos. She was in a Toby Keith video, which was really sexy. She has produced, directed, edited, and written award-winning films. Her short film, Rockstar, 9 awards and 8 nominations.
Wow.
She also won a National Journalism Award for Love, Betty White, a film she directed about Betty White. I mean, need I say more? Betty White?
That is amazingly rad. All right. Well, I know there's a bunch more stuff about her as well. So let's meet her right now. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Welcome, Tani McClure. Hi, Tani.
I'm applauding
Welcome.
myself.
Hi,
Welcome.
so good to see you.
Good to see you, absolutely gorgeous, stunning ladies with your long hair.
Okay, so my very first question is, please tell us the history how you and Nisha met.
Oh, shall I tell them everything, Nisha?
Let's
No, I'm
see if
kidding.
it matches.
Well, there was this group of producers putting together an all-girl band. It ended up being called Under Wraps, which I'm not sure is the world's greatest name. Sorry, I'm turning off my phone. And I now, this goes to show I'm getting old because I can't remember how the whole thing happened. I believe there was an audition of some sorts, but everybody sent in tapes and stuff. And I already had a record deal prior, No, but so it was a group of us got together, and I loved it. It was all girl bands, and there was Nisha who played rhythm guitar. Did you play lead guitar too?
Yeah, I played rhythm, just rhythm.
Just rhythm, and I loved her right off the bat. Just loved her. We got along like peas and carrots, and at the time, my voice has kind of gotten lower as I've gotten older. But at the time, I was sort of a bit of a contralto, and I could really belt out some pretty high notes. And I just love Nisha's voice, the depth of it, the character of it. It was just so great. And she was such a wonderful part of our band. And we performed, I can't remember how many times, Nisha. Was it just a couple times? I know we rehearsed.
A couple times live.
Yeah, we did live. And it was pretty darn good, to be truthful. Ironically, I look back at my music career now, and I wish there was a little angel sitting on my shoulder back then, knowing what I know now. But we were damn good, and we still are. I'm just saying, there's times in our lives when we're younger, we're really impressionable, and we're like, oh, okay, well, this band's, they're going to only run with it for a short period of time. We should just. I wish we had believed. I wish I had believed more in myself, is all I gotta say. I had a record deal, I had all this stuff, and I look back and I go, damn, it's good. Don't you think, Nisha?
Well, yeah, I mean, there is a lot to that, but the beautiful thing about it is that we're working together now.
That is awesome.
You guys said cocktail hour, so I was ahead of you.
I know.
No,
That's right. Can I ask you really quick, what are you drinking? Share your cocktail with us, will you?
it's not exciting. It's wine and orange juice and ice.
I've been drinking that for years, Tani. I call it white trash sangria. That's what
I love sangrias.
Yeah.
I love to make sangrias. But like sometimes it's like a way to like, if you want to like, I've had like I'm feeling better now. I had a low grade fever earlier from the vaccine. That didn't even come up yet. I got the vaccine. So it was like, okay, I still want to have a glass of wine, but I'll add orange juice to it. It'll be healthier.
Your career, you have so many facets, and I think we each kind of prepared a question based on each of those facets, and I get to go first because I'm editing this. I am a hobby filmmaker. I love making films and videos, and I've never taken a class, but I am so in awe of your stuff and what you're doing, and I just want to know how you got into it and what advice you would give for other women filmmakers.
That's a really super great question. I started off in the early days, as my father was an actor. I started off doing acting and modeling and singing. It turned out that I could sing pretty well, so I pursued that career pretty heavily. But then when I got dropped off the label, I got a new record deal and all this kind of stuff, and I got a little disheartened because I wasn't making any money. You just kept working and working and working, and so I started acting a lot, and I was, for a short period of time, making quite a bit of money. And my career was doing pretty well, but I started feeling that my career was controlled by other people, by producers, in the direction that they wanted to go and take it to. And at the time, at that era that I was acting quite a bit, Sharon Stone was really big, from like Basic Instinct, and then Glenn Close and Fatal Attraction. All those movies had like female leads that were very sexy and sexual and whatnot. So I got involved with an agent and a couple of people, and Andrew Stevens, and they were looking for the next Shannon Tweed. So that's like really sexy. And, and I had been actually asked to do Playboy years before. And I was like, no, I'm a serious actress. And I was like, no. Oddly enough, I got the job being the next Shannon Tweed. So I did, like, if you guys aren't familiar with all these, like, kind of, I'm going to make this really quick. I've never done porno, because some people go, oh, you've done, I'm like, no. I've done Red Shoe Diaries type movies and things like that, sexy movies. And I'm fine. I'm actually pretty shy in real life, but I'm an actress. So I was like, okay, as long as the character's got some interesting depth. And I played a lot of killers that were sexy, and those were fun. And I did martial arts, and that was really fun. I enjoyed that a lot. Doing a lot of movies with like Dawn the Dragon movies and stuff like that. And I always played the sexy blonde vixen with the kind of a twist. She wasn't just, I hardly ever play the dumb blonde, usually the killer. So, which I enjoyed. But oddly enough, in the late 90s, the industry started getting worse and worse and worse, as far as everything was more sexual, more exploitive. And all along, I had wanted to produce and direct. I thought that, I'd like to take control of my career. And this is a true story. I had decided that I wanted to start producing. So I was at the American Film Market, and a producer that I worked with a lot, and really quick note, I'm probably taking up too much time, but this is really important stuff. A lot of the actors, and I was making fairly top dollar at the time for my little genre, and my movies were seen all around the world, blah, blah, blah. They were buying houses with their money, like tons of money. I mean, I was starting to make money, but they were, like the whole job, male, female job differentiation. I mean, it was dramatic. I mean, I started finding, I'm like, you signed them for a 5-movie contract. I did 10 movies for you, and I'm barely, what? So I was like, all right, that's it. I'm going to start producing. So one of the same producers that I was working with was at the American Film Market, and I said to him, I think I'm going to start producing my own movies and directing. He literally tapped me on the top of my head, and he said, stick to acting. Wow. So, Graham, I started producing. But my first feature film that I produced and sort of co-directed as well was called Trance. And it actually won some awards, and it did quite well. But I didn't know how to edit at the time. So this is a long time ago. And we went over budget a little bit because we tried too hard. And now we had a film that we couldn't complete because we didn't have post-production. I signed a poor deal with a company to get it done. After that, I had decided that because I knew how to direct already, because I've been in the business way too long, and I watch. I don't just sit there. I watch. I pay attention. And I thought, you know what? I had a camera, and I taught myself how to do that. I said, if I can shoot, and I know I can direct because I already have, and I can learn to edit, I can be the beginning, because I'm creative too, because I write. I can be the middle, and I can be the end, which means I can deliver, and nobody can stop me. Yeah. And so that's what happened. I was pregnant with my daughter in 2098. And all I did, I had stacks of Final Cut books like this, because that's how it was back then. That's back in 1998. We had books. We didn't have the internet. I swear. And I'm walking around these books, and I would go, true story, I would go to my daughter when she got even a little bit older, because I was studying and studying and studying and studying. And I would go to these little mommy and me things, and they do little things. And then between breaks, I'd be pulling out this manual. I thought I used to keep it just for old time's sake. It was like a phone book. And I'd open it up and I'd be reading, different formats of, of editing and this, that, and the other, and, compression rates and this, that, and the other. And I literally would I would start to cry, and I go, I'm out of my freaking mind. I'll never figure this out. But I did.
Yes.
And then I started working for a company called All Media Services. And this is like 15 years ago. I started working for a company, All Media Services, because I had edited a couple of my own projects that I did with a partner of mine, and they were good because I could edit, because I could create. If you can create, you see the end picture. It's like writing a song. You have what you know what you want it to look like or feel like, and you can put it together. You've got it, right? So I got the job, and I ended up eventually becoming head production and post-production for this company. And everything just kind of kept spiraling. So that long answer was it. But I think it's important to say, because we women, it's like, empower yourself. Don't think you can't.
Right.
Just do. I never took an official school for any of it. It's just, just doing.
Right.
My resume is just doing. But then I ended up getting a lot of jobs. And so then I started working for Fox News Television with Carlos Mesqua and things like that. And everything changed. But I used to have these young editors that would be hired underneath me, and virtually all of them went to school. Sometimes, admittedly, there'd be some holes in my knowledge, because there'd be something about this, that, and the other, but I would go and figure it out. And I'm not egotistical, so I admit it. I'd be like, oh, wait, no, what are you talking about? This metadata and this, that, and the other, whatever, and I would figure it out. But the point is, they'd come to me, these young editors, and they'd say, I don't know how you do it. How do you edit these pieces? How come they turn out so good? And I say, I don't edit from here, actually. I edit from here.
Nice.
Do you follow me?
That's awesome. Perfect.
That's beautiful.
Nice. That is beautiful. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Marsha, you want to go next?
Sure. First of all, it is an incredible honor to meet you virtually. Better than nothing. Total honor. I got my jab number 2 on Friday.
Oh, how do you feel?
I felt like I had like a 3-day hangover, and I don't drink, so yeah. But
yeah, I slept for an hour today. I'm not a napper.
The sleep thing, I think if people really just gave in to the sleep, they'd do better. So keep sleeping, just not right now, because I have a question.
Okay.
So you have been in some iconic films, iconic television series, both in the 20th and in the 21st century, both. I guess I'm referring to the 20th century, when you were younger and you got to be on a lot of sets as well. Was there anything that you heard or saw, overheard, saw, heard directly, whatever, that really has stuck with you to this day, whether it was positive or negative? Like as a child, did you sit back and go, maybe not, or hey, I'm going to remember that?
Well, you made my brain go way back to when I would be on the set with my dad. And I remember my dad used to ask me if I wanted to be an actress, and way back when I was like, little. And I'd actually done a couple little, I was on the Virginia when I was little. I used to say to him that I didn't want to be an actress. And he'd be like, what? And I'd say, well, and he was kind of enjoying it, because I guess he didn't want me to be an actress. He was worried about me. I said, because they always seem unhappy. And that was actually my impression when I was little, for some reason. And I never really knew why I thought that. ironically, until now that you're asking me the question in this weird many years context later, I actually might have an answer. If I really look at it on the overall of the women and the actresses that I would see on set, way back when, you know, you're talking like the 70s or whatever, that I can really acknowledge. God, I hope I'm not digging too much into this. I think that they felt very powerless sometimes compared to the men. And that may be what I was picking up on, actually. And I think that's why my dad wasn't super excited about me being an actress, but he would be supportive and stuff like that. Because it's true, women were not of the same caliber as actors ever in the entertainment industry, and they're just now starting to become. So I don't know if that totally answered your question 100%, but that was something profound. I don't know if it was something that was said to me or just felt, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, there's lots of things that I got something specific that I can tell you that I forgot. I used to say this to people all the time. I was in a casting director's office. I was probably 19. And, you know, now I was a singer, but I hadn't gotten signed yet. I got signed a record deal, I think, when I was like 21. So I was a singer and an actress. I wasn't a very good dancer, but I'd studied a little bit of that. But, and I was sitting in his office and he was asking me these questions, which I found out later are trick questions. He said, do you want to be a working actress or do you want to be a star? And I answered, well, I want to be a working actress because that means I'm working. He said, you guys are gonna find this funny, because years later, he said, wrong. If you're a star, then you're a working actress. Years later, I was like, that's not true. But I kept my mouth shut because I'm like 19. Next question. He said, I see it on your resume that you're a singer and you're this and you're that. What is it? Are you a singer or you're an actress? And I said, well, why can't I be both? And he said, no, in this town, you need to pick something. That guy could not have been more ding, ding wrong on both things. And I can't even remember his name, which is probably whatever. But at the time, he was very big time casting director, had a big office at Universal Studios. And back then, they were still doing contract players. You familiar with that?
Yeah.
And there was still like potential to be a contract player for Universal or Paramount or whatever, but they were starting to weed it out. They were doing it less and less and less. It was really a big deal if you could, because I was going to acting school and things like that, you could end up being a contract player. My acting probably wasn't as good back when I was 19 as I went till I got a little older in my 20s, but so I didn't get picked up as a contract actor. But that one meeting with this casting director stuck with me forever, because as I got older, I'm like, God, what an idiot he was. I knew so many actors and actresses that were stars, but they were broke. And eventually, including my father at one point, depending, they were well-known people, but they weren't working. So that answers your question. But yeah.
That is real. That is interesting. And I knew there would be something that someone said or did that stuck with you. So thank you.
Yeah. That's a good question.
I
almost forgot some of that stuff.
Well, Nisha, you already know most everything about Tani, but do you?
He knows everything. Do you know?
I will know everything by the time I'm done.
What we're gonna do?
Anyway, I'm going to move into a completely different direction, into your love of animals. You saved a dog from the Soy Dog Foundation. Her name is Kai.
From that life animal.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Life Animal Rescue. And she was rescued. I think my husband took her for a walk with Kai pups. I'll show you in a minute. Oh, come here, baby. Jump here. This is Kai. Sorry, you have a question, but I just can't help it.
Okay, so you rescued her, and
the tracker collar. People go, is that a shocking collar? No, it's a tracker. Okay, go ahead.
Because you have to keep track of her, and also you are an athlete, a trainer. an award-winning dressage. Is that the correct?
I
Dress it?
I have won some awards. It's I'm a technically, this is a rider award, so don't think I went to the Olympics. It's a U.S. Dressage Federation Rider Award. I won a silver medal for my riding. What it really is like almost like a credential. Like I've ridden to a certain level. Yeah, I am a professional.
My book, you are an athlete.
No, I am. I'm a professional athlete, which is kind of weird.
And you also are, you have a love for all animals. You're kind of like the female Dr. Dolittle. You have goats.
You think that because of when we knew each other back in the old days, I had my little ranch in Northridge, and I'd have my doggies, and I'd have my horse.
Bear, I remember Bear.
And we go and you come in the backyard, and I'd have my horses. People always tease me because I talk to my animals like crazy, and I don't care because they understand me a lot of it.
And forever you've been that way, and you've invited me into your life in that way. And my question is, okay, you as a filmmaker, is there anything you'd like to share with us about what's going on now with you, with any of your recent writings? And also, because you're my friend, I'm going to ask you a second question. Is there any possibility of writing a Western with Calamity?
Ooh, that's such a good idea. Okay.
We need a Western.
Wait, I'm going to start with that question first. I'm working with the producer, Richard Gabay, on a film that I'm developing that's about a dog, and and it's really good. And but to make a super long story, I'm going to cut back. Richard Gabay keeps saying to me, Westerns sell very well. you know, Tawny, you're a good writer, write a Western, write a Western, write a Western. So I would in a heartbeat write a Western about Calamity. You girls, what do you guys like, you know, sexy, the saloon girl singers and Calamity.
We're anything you want
and they're
us to
tough.
be. We're tough. And we have superpowers.
That's cool too. You know, that's what's great about movie making. You can bend it and change it and do it anything you want. And it's like we'll get to yours, like your short film based on your music is, you know, to me, it's like sometimes people say, well, how come this happens? I go, because it's our universe and I'm making it that way. You know what I mean? But yeah, I jumped ahead, but I'd love to write something about you guys. Okay, so I think I know.
You're in it too.
I think I know what you're hinting at. Were you hinting at Rescue Me?
Yes.
Okay. So Rescue Me might have a name change, I'll have to tell you, but it's might be Rescued Heart. But it's a full-length feature film that's in development with some lovely producers, Richard Gabai, Grant Kramer, and I'm so excited. We have a lovely casting director, Linda Berger, just signed on. It's a lovely, unique story, very unique, about a Native American woman, beautiful, who gets wrapped up with the wrong guy. He's a drug dealer in New Mexico. And, you know, she comes from a really poor background. And she reaches her breaking point one particular night when she's forced to watch his dogs. He's got dogs, he's got animals, got all kinds of things in his compound in New Mexico. And she's forced to watch a dog fight. And she can't take it. And that evening, she sneaks out, and her life is in danger because he's super dangerous. And she takes the dog that will die shortly because he's going to kill the dog because it lost the fight, to make a super long story short. So last minute, oh my God, run. She goes back for the dog, takes the dog, they escape. And the whole movie is about their relationship. They're on the run. It's a fighting dog, and a abused, beaten, beautiful woman, Native American woman, trying to find themselves as they travel across the United States. That whole story kind of came, I wrote a short film about a year ago, and I did it for more like a donation platform for Life Animal Rescue. I have a picture over here somewhere. Wow, it's not very good. No, it's a cute little movie, but the poster is wrinkled. This is called Rescue Me. This is a lovely short film about a little dog lost in Los Angeles and living in a box. What kind of box does that remind you?
Oh,
A little Amazon box.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, and that little dog is hungry. So I did this little short film with the little dog actor and everything like that. And we shot it like in 2 days. And all my crew donated their time, and all the proceeds goes to Life Animal Rescue and one other organization that we like. And Life Animal Rescue apparently received a lot of money from this little short film. So I had the bug, like I could not stop. And the backstory, the reason behind it was my dog that you met earlier, Kai, she came from Life Animal Rescue. Now she was rescued literally from Thailand, from the dog meat market. And we first got her, my husband and I, honestly, she was feral. You know, if you're going to rescue a dog that comes from like the streets in Thailand or Korea or something like that, she was 6 months old. So she was, you know, enough to like think people were bad, and some were bad. So I don't know how she was treated, but like if you reach for her, you know, oh, we had to work, but now she's so loving. So
Yeah.
anyways, but yeah. So oh, and then the book. Oh my God. I feel like
Yes, the book.
Okay, so Rescue Me is the working title for the film, going back to the film about the Native American girl. So only how many days ago, I signed a book deal with Beyond Publishing. So Rescue Me is going to be turned into a full novel based on the story I just told you, Beyond Publishing. And I'll be working with a established author by the name of Dee Dee Cox. She's a best-selling romance author for Beyond Publishing. And she and I are teaming up to write the novel. I've honestly never written a novel. And, you know, the script is like 95 pages and the novel will be 250. So that's like a whole other thing. But ironically,
do it.
I know. But ironically, how that whole came up together is I'm actually sweetening up a script that Dee Dee Cox wrote for the screen. And that's how we met.
Oh. Oh.
And I was actually working on it a bit today, and I'm cleaning that up. And one of the things how it kind of I came in as a producer originally, and then one of the producers that I work with said, I really like it, but it needs one more professional pass, a screenwriting pass I'm talking about. And they wanted me to do it, which I was really honored. So I said, okay, cool. All right. So when I called Beyond Publishing and I said, look, they love it. It looks like it could be possibly a Hallmark film or whatever, but it needs a cleanup pass by a screenwriter and more, somebody's done a little bit more of that. And they want me to do it. And so I said, I know, you haven't read my screen, you know me as a director and an editor and a producer, but you don't know me as a screenwriter. So I'll send you a recent screenplay. So I sent them Rescue Me, and then Beyond Publishing and Dee Dee Cox went, it's a book.
Oh, wow.
So I got kind of lucky there. So I'm fingers crossed, you guys. So everything, I feel that if that happens, it's going to be benefiting all of us, because I'm, now directing a lovely short film for Nisha called The Voyager. And everything that I do in that relation will help us all, you guys as songwriters and everything like that.
Yeah.
And I'm super excited about that, because it turned into this beautiful, I don't know how much you want to share of that. We don't want to share too much of the story, because it is pretty incredible story. The more I kind of think about it, we hash it out. I was just talking to Sandy Stenzel today about it. She's a co-producer and award-winning director of photography. I don't hire only women or work with only women, but I try.
Nice. I'm super excited because you guys are going to be working out here at Heart Acres for that movie, and I get to watch you work and learn so much from watching you guys. And you're going to be our first guests, which is super cool. But I was going to talk to you or ask you about Azure Blue, the video that you just did for Nisha, because we're going to play that.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. I love that. That's good. I did that with my daughter, Kayla McClure Arntz.
Nice.
She did some CGI and special artistic graphics on that. But that I don't want to cut back, but being at Heart Acres is going to be really super fun, I think, and I'm going to enjoy that a lot. So thank you for that.
It's going to be so special,
and we'll have to collaborate on everything.
My mom is super, super excited you guys are going to be here. As you know, she's a big fan of your dad, and
really?
my aunt's probably coming too. And we're just super excited to be part of that whole project. And it is going to be a really special time.
Cool. We're excited, and it's a great location. We cruise by the desert, and I don't want to tell too much about that, but it's going to be a lovely, unusual feature film that's going to get some awards. If it doesn't, it will.
If it doesn't get any awards,
it will. I don't want to jinx it, but it will.
No, I think it's going to be amazing, and I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, I can't wait to have you guys here at Heart Acres. Marsha, you should come out that time. You can help. We're going to crew. We're going to cater it and be like the movie crew. I can't wait. It's exciting. Okay, we're going to play Azure Blue, the video that you and your daughter did for Nisha's song. But before we do, I have a couple more things. And one of them was Nisha told me that a very famous song was written about you. And would you tell us about that?
Well, you're talking about Faithfully, right?
Yeah, like I say a very famous song, and I meant to say the most iconic ballad, love ballad of all time.
Well, okay, so I was married to Jonathan Cain of Journey, but quick backstory. We met before he was in Journey, and I was a singer and he was a singer. And I actually got a record deal around the same time, or offers, right when he joined Journey. So there's a reason for that backstory. So when he got in Journey, all of a sudden he was making tons of money. Everything was great. And I was signed to RCA Records, and I was doing pretty well. And then this, that, and the other. He wrote the song with Steve Perry, Faithfully. And it was originally about me, and Steve Perry had his input about he and his girlfriend at the time, Sherry. So in some ways you could say Steve Perry was thinking about Sherry, and Jonathan Cain was thinking about me. But originally, yes, it was written for me by Jonathan Cain.
Wow.
And what it was about was some of the things that he and I talked about a lot, going on the road and then coming back then not seeing each other for a while and then getting to know each other again, that awkward feeling, that was something that he and I experienced quite a bit. And it was, you know, in the early days, my relationship with him was quite good. It was really lovely. I mean, romantic, wonderful. I think we had a good relationship in the beginning. But then when I got signed at the same time, his career soared and my career was doing really well too. God, to be honest, as men can be, he wanted me to stay home and he wanted me to be like the stay-at-home woman. I'm going to quickly tell you the story really quick. We split up mostly because of one particular event. I had been dropped off RCA Records, and there's a whole story behind that. And I got an opportunity by Kevin Elson, who was the producer of Journey, that he had produced a bunch of my demos, including Burning in the Third Degree and stuff like that, that ended up placed in The Terminator. And he was working with a band in England. And he showed my demos of my more recent, demos after being signed to RCA to this band in England. And they're like, we love Tawny's voice. We'd love for her to be the lead singer in our band. And so he called, and in those days he left a voicemail message on our phone in our house up north in Novato, California, Jonathan King's in my house. And I was down here in Los Angeles at the time, trying to do more demos, trying to figure out why I couldn't get picked up right away by another label. I came home, months later go by, and I'm sad because I'm not getting a record deal offer. I'm just not. And that's a whole nother backstory. So Kevin Elson, Journey's producer, comes over for dinner one night. And he says, we're sitting at the table, it was Tawny. How's it going with your record? I'm not getting signed by anybody. And he says, this is the most important part. He goes, how come you never called me back? And I said, what? And he says, you never called me back. I had that band that I was working with. They loved me. He says, they wanted you, it was like a done deal. They were already signed. You had a record deal. I turned, and we're all sitting at a table, just me and Jonathan and Kevin. I turned and looked at Jonathan and I went, what? And we kind of like got flubbed over. And then after Kevin left, I took Jonathan aside and I said, John, what happened? He says, no wife of mine is going to be with a band signed in England on tour. I'm already on tour.
Oh.
So I left.
Wow.
And then I started seeing John Purdell, which is a keyboard player that I started working with. And that's where the unfaithful part came. But I left him already. But that's a whole story. And that's that.
Wow. Exclusive right here.
But no, but I mean, I was so crushed. And I remember when I left him and I said, I can't believe you did that to me. And he just felt that he was in the right. And I said, you saw me crying that I couldn't get a deal. Yeah, that was it. I didn't love him anymore. It was just like that.
Crazy.
That's that story.
Well,
you know what it is? It's
thanks
the
for
little bit of
sharing.
wine that's getting me to divulge all these stories. That's why we do it. Well, you guys, let me see yours. Let me see your cocktails.
We're your sisters. We're your sisters.
Where are your cocktails? Come on. Let me see.
My one.
Okay.
Catherine,
Okay.
can I share a super quick trivia bit?
Of course.
A certain very famous artist actually called Jonathan Cain because he had written a song and he was afraid that it sounded too much like Faithfully, and he wanted to know whether or not it was okay if he put the song out. And Jonathan Cain said, it doesn't sound that much like it. The song is Purple Rain by Prince. Prince
Whoa.
called Jonathan Cain. Yes.
I didn't know that.
Easy.
I didn't know that.
Trivia. That's crazy.
Yep.
Marsha's filled with that kind of stuff.
So yesterday I was showing the song Faithfully to my granddaughter, explaining who you were, what was going on. And we were singing the Purple Rain lyrics over Faithfully and vice versa.
And
Oh, fits like a glove, baby.
Oh,
Fits
that's
like a glove.
wow. Oh my God.
That is
I'm gonna listen to that again. I don't know why. I just
okay.
wow.
Tawny, the three of us as 3/5 of Calamity have a question for you. We were hoping that, I guess it's not a question so much as a wish. We were hoping that you would become part of Calamity and might even change the name to Calamitani. Can you see
You
this?
guys are so cute. I would sing a song with you guys. My voice is out of shape, but I would do anything with you guys, but you don't have to make it Calamitani. I tell you right now, I would just be honored to like whisper a background tune.
Okay. Well, you are officially a Calamity member. You are a sister in our band. So we
You
love
win
you.
Calamity. You win Calamity.
Okay,
You win Calamity.
we're gonna play Nisha's song "As You're Blue" and the video. Nisha, and do you want to tell about the song, and then Tawny, anything more about the video? It's so cool you worked with your daughter on this. So let's set that up, and then we'll play the song, and we will continue on with our wine drinking on our own.
No, I mean it was a bit of a guerrilla shoot in many ways, but I don't want to reveal where we shot it, but Nisha and I just had some fun and went over and shot, some cool stuff. But I know how to do CGI as well. And so I was talking to my daughter and I said, I'm going to do this and this and this, and we'll have blue sky and you'll have to see what we did. But she's a CGI animation major now. And so she's, doing, but we work together, like a lot of that I put in and she put in. And she was funny because at one point she's like, the character should go into her closet and pull out this thing and I'll turn it into a spaceship. And I went, what? We ended up not doing that because we didn't have a full crew to like light it and like do this whole closet thing. And I'm like, I know, just me. No, for our budget on this one, it's just me. So we're going to shoot outside. She goes, okay. That's pretty much what happened.
Awesome.
Well,
But it's good.
Introducing As You're Blue, written by Nisha Catron and Joscan Dupree, who's a really cool guy. And I'm grateful that he gave me some tracks to sing to. Watch it.
Thank you, Tawny. Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you. Lovely ladies. Calamity.
You win Calamity. You win Calamity. You win Calamity. You win Calamity. Take it up. Take it up. From the moon to Neptune, take it up. From the moon to Neptune, take it up. In the galaxy of the Milky Way, spiraling on spinning clockways, take it up. Take it up. Gonna swim in your seas of azure blue. Neptune, Neptune, take it up. Azure blue, I see you. Azure blue, I see you. Azure blue. Azure blue, I see you. Azure blue, I see you. Azure blue. In the galaxy of the Milky Way. In the galaxy of the Milky Way. Eighth planet from the sun, God of the seas, azure blue. Azure blue, I see you, azure blue, I see you, azure blue. In the galaxy of the Milky Way. In the galaxy of the Milky Way. Take it up from the moon to Neptune. Take it up from the moon to Neptune. 8th planet from the sun, god of the seas, Jupiter, Saturn, and Mars. A hazy band of light is shining in the night, shining in the night. Massive black hole in the center of the universe. 8th planet from the sun, 8th planet from the sun, 8th planet from the sun. Azure blue, I see you, azure blue, I see you, azure blue. Azure blue, I see you, azure blue, I see you, azure blue. In the galaxy of the Milky Way. In the galaxy of the Milky Way. Azure blue, I see you, azure blue, I see you, azure blue. Azure blue, I see you, azure blue, I see you.
Nisha, you are such a rock star. What a beautiful song, killer video, and thank you so much for introducing us to your friend. Tani is the real deal. Wow.
No, she is.
Fantastic.
She's just awesome.
All right, Marcia, last show you gave us some mental health tips, and I am always in need of those tips. So what do you got for us this time? Something else similar?
Well, this might seem like a bit of an oxymoron, but I'm going to discuss toxic positivity with you. And it's something that I think has sort of permeated a lot of people's lives during this pandemic. I'm going to read you the exact definition of it here. Toxic positivity is the belief that no matter how dire or difficult a situation is, people should maintain a positive mindset. It's a good vibes only approach to life. While there are benefits to being an optimist, engaging in positive thinking, toxic positivity instead rejects difficult emotions in favor of a cheerful, often falsely positive facade. So the idea being that we are sort of bombarded by, hey, you know, you have a roof over your head or you have food on your table and it's not so bad. And that's true, except when it stops you from dealing with your negative emotions. So I'll give you an example. My friend Regina has set up sort of a talking circle with her family, and they basically vent about anything that's bothered them that week. So they do it weekly. And at first she was saying, you know, you guys are so negative. I mean, you should be grateful for all the things you have. And it was the boys, because she has boys and a husband, it was them that were saying, no, we need to express how angry we are, or we need to express how sad we are or frustrated we are. If we don't do that, we can't enjoy the things that we do have. And it really got her thinking. And I told her, I said, well, there's this thing called toxic positivity, which speaks exactly to that. So the idea being, you can be grateful and you can be in gratitude, but that doesn't mean you have to ignore all of the things that are truly bothering you. Even if they're minuscule and they seem trite, they still bother you, and you should face them head on. So if you're looking for the signs of toxic positivity, they look like this. Brushing off problems rather than facing them. Feeling guilty about being sad, angry, or disappointed. Hiding your true feelings behind good feeling quotes that seem more socially acceptable. hiding or disguising how you really feel, minimizing other people's feelings because they make you uncomfortable, shaming other people when they don't have a positive attitude, or trying to be stoic or get over painful emotions. So one of the things that really stands out to me is if anybody's on social media and you're always seeing these positive, think on the positive, this and that.
Yeah.
And at least it makes me sort of stuff down my upsetness, my anger, or my anxiety, because I feel like I'm not living up to this positivity potential.
Right.
And that is a huge mistake that I'm making.
That sounds like a great song. Positivity potential. I can't live it. No.
Fantastic, Marcia. That's great. That's great information to remind people.
So just feel your feelings. Don't feel guilty about it. Don't feel bad about being sad or angry. Feel it. And it'll make the gratitude mean more.
All right, Nisha, your turn in the share circle. What do you got for us this time?
I have a new puppy that I love. And I'm about ready to transform myself for a film. You won't recognize me. Well, you will, but I'll look a little bit different, kind of like a hybrid alien. I'm looking forward to this. And don't worry about me. I will come back to Earth. As you can see, I'm back in the trees, getting some nature. But every now and then you need a little help. Anyway, you wonder how my hair looks so beautiful? It's these curlers. And of course, nature. And don't forget.
Nisha and nature. There's nothing better. Thank you for that beautiful tip. Get outside and soak in that vitamin D and be around the birds. All right, I love it. Speaking of that, that's kind of what my share is. Johnny and I moved up to the high desert back in 2019, and we were trying to get back down to San Diego, but the desert has just embraced us, and we're staying here, and we're going to be doing this.
Hey friends, Catherine Beeks, standing on Serrano land in Lucerne Valley, on the property my parents have lived on for the past 20 years. Now it's our home too. Johnny and I left San Diego in September of 2019 to come and live with my folks. We lost my dad 3 months later, and then 3 months after that, well, you all know what happened in March of 2020. During the shutdown, we fell in love with the Mojave Desert and this place Mom and Dad created. So we decided to stay here with Mom indefinitely. We're going to offer camping, concerts, and fun shindigs to our friends from San Diego. We're calling the place Heart Acres in honor of my dad, and besides room for your RV, trailer, or tent, you can rent our artist retreat for your high desert getaway. We have a putt-putt golf course, bocce ball, horseshoes, a meditation garden, a restroom and shower, an on-site thrift store, a photography studio, a wood-fired pizza oven, a shed full of art supplies, and an otherworldly view to the north. We welcome small groups for weddings, birthdays, and special events, and we're the perfect place for a safe solo getaway in the magical Mojave. We're taking reservations now for June and after. Check the calendar at heartacres.info for availability and more information. See you around the campfire.
Whoa, wait. Isn't it time for a Calamity video?
Yes. Oh, I know what. Mary Fillet from the Heritage Museum popped into our songwriting circle on Sunday, and it was so good to see her face. She sat around listening to us sing like she used to do every Sunday at the ranch. So let's play After All in honor of our friends at the museum. song. We rock, you guys. How much do you miss Casado and Jules?
I miss them so much. I miss them. They were so nice to me. They liked me.
Everybody likes you, Niche.
Not Happy Ron.
That is weird. Why do you have a thing with Happy Ron? He says you don't.
As he told you, she was mean to me. She
Well,
was mean to me. And I'm like, I don't even talk to you. Maybe that's what it is.
Here's the thing. We're going to get to the bottom of this next episode of Cocktails with Calamity.
Okay.
We'll fly in Happy Ron and see if he
What
can.
happened, Happy Ron? Why?
Pamela Truth.
Oh, hello again. This is Pamela Truth. Coming to you from the Pamela Truth Show. I'm Pamela Truth Show. And I was invited by Catherine Beeks to be part of her Cocktails with Calamity. So I said, sure, I will do a Cocktails with Calamity. And what I have to share is my favorite cocktail. This one is called Wine-A-Geddon. It's made with wine and agaddon and an orange. So you take a sip. Yes, that's Wine-A-Geddon right there. Okay, thank you. Now, I want to, before I shove off, I have to show you my tricky earrings. It's a set of cutlery. We have a fork and a knife. And I used to have the spoon around my neck, but they said, don't do that. It makes you look very 70s, as if you have a drugaholic issue. I don't know why. It's just a tiny little spoon to go with the tiny little fork and knife. But for tiny eating. But anyway, whatever that is, I'm happy to be here. Happy to say hello to you again. I'm on the set of a movie that I will tell you about, but I can't give it away right now. But another time I will. All right, happy, yes, Cocktails with Calamity and the Wine-A-Geddon. Thank you. Good night. Push the button. Boys, push the button. I don't want to do it myself. All right. I'll find it. It's on here somewhere. Wait. Oh, I don't. There.
Pamela Truth.
Hey, just because we're not playing doesn't mean you can't watch our videos. Please watch them at least 10 times a day on YouTube. We're trying to get them monetized. We're starving. Look at my cheeks. They're sinking in. I need food.
We don't. We're not trying to monetize. We don't even have those annoying ads. You can just go and watch, and they just go one after the other. And heycalamity.com is where you can find us. That's our place. And
I don't understand why they're not monetized. I'm hungry.
someone feed Nisha.
So now that things are starting to brighten up in civilization, I think the next thing on our agenda, Calamity, is to record Earthquake Girl with Christopher Hoffey.
Yes.
Who is Christopher Hoffey?
You don't know
He
Christopher
sounds like
Hoffey?
coffee and toffee, my favorite thing.
He is not only Adam Orr, but he's one of the Truckee brothers. He's an amazing singer,
Oh, I love
songwriter,
that band.
producer, photographer.
Oh,
He's just one of those people that you like to be around. And he's very talented and he's funny, and he's going to produce our next single, which is going to be Earthquake Girl. So
I should warn you ladies, though, if you've ever recorded with Christopher, you'll know that he's very fond of using broken things, just broken things as musical instruments. And I'm just thinking, because Earthquake Girl,
yeah.
there's a place for sound effects.
Oh yeah.
Don't be surprised if you don't see a broken pan come out of the kitchen to be used as a sound effect.
All right, you guys, we are going to wrap it up, but we want to remind you, we want to hear your cocktail recipes. We didn't get any submitted last time, not one. Come on.
Do you really want me to drink Diet Mountain Dew every time? I think not.
Yeah, give us some good mocktail recipes. Nisha, what are you doing?
I was just wondering what it looked like with a facelift.
Let's say goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone. We really appreciate you having cocktails with us.
I love you all. We miss you so much. We can't wait to see you. Can't wait to see you up here around the bonfire in Heart Acres. Calamity will be the first band that performs on these grounds. Rest assured.
And we are going to rock the desert.
God, Nisha.
I know. Cocktails with Calamity.
Calamity. Cocktails with calamity.
Cocktails with calamity.
Cocktails with calamity. Cocktails with calamity. Cocktails with calamity. Cocktails with calamity. What the hell?
Thanks for being here on Zoom. Shirley, I know you've never Zoomed before, but thanks. Stan, my cousin Stan, Shirley, his wife. Man, you guys have been like my tightest peeps forever. And I just, you know, this past year I've been by myself the whole time, holed up in my hood, thinking about you guys, missing you. And I just got to tell you, Stan, I got to come clean, dude. I'm in love with Shirley. I love that chick. Look at her with her confused look and her stupidity. I love that about her.
Hold it. I thought she wasn't okay with you being that Greg Allman or imposter and whatever.
I'm a tribute artist, not an imposter. I pay
Oh.
tribute to the great Greg Allman, and I don't care if Shirley likes it or not. I'm doing it, but I think she does love it about me. Shirley, can you hear us? Are you unmuted and shit? Do you know what's happening right now?
She doesn't know what's happening.
She has no idea. I've
No,
professed my
doesn't know.
fucking love to you, Shirley. I have professed my undying love to you, even though I could lose the love of my cousin Stan. And what are you just looking at your screens trying to figure out what you're doing? What's going on, Shirley? Do you love me back? Let's hear it.
You know what? I'll bet I know what she's doing. She's
I
on
know.
that OK Cupid. She's looking for a new lover. She didn't even want to be with you.
She don't want our gene pool, Stan. That bitch doesn't want in our family. And guess what? Well, nobody else does either.
Her loss.
Fuck you, Shirley.
Fuck you, Shirley.